Welcome to another edition of Real Talk. Tonight on Real Talk, we'll have a special edition of the Community Defender Talk Show. Community Defender Talk Show seen on the Acadiana Open Channel in Lafayette, Louisiana, as public access TV, channels 15 and 16, Lafayette, Louisiana. Tonight on Real Talk, we have a special edition of the Community Defender TV show. Tonight, the topic is the taser death of Damon Abraham. Please tune in. You'll find it interesting. Tonight we have a very serious topic, the taser death of Damon Abraham. Mr. Damon Abraham was tasered to death in Baldwin, Louisiana by the Baldwin, Louisiana Police Department. Tonight we have Brother Daryl of the Community Defender TV show discussing the issue with the family members of Mr. Damon Abraham. The issue of tasers haven't gone away yet. We have more and more deaths of young people falling victim to the taser at the hands of police. Whether or not these individuals are guilty or not is the issue of should the government be involved in a lethal weapon like the taser, which normally, in most cases, end in the death of a lot of young people. Again, tune in today for the taser death of Damon Abraham on the Community Defender TV show on Acadiana Open Channel, Lafayette, Louisiana. Again, this is Real Talk. You're listening to a special edition of the Community Defender TV show on Real Talk. That's Real Talk Radio.
Greetings and welcome to another powerful edition of the Community Defender Talk Show, one powerful hour of truth in a day of falsehood. I'm your host, Brother Daryl Muhammad, and we have a wonderful, wonderful show planned for you. We, of course, would ask all of our people to bear with us with any technical difficulties that we have had. We do, of course, know that we have to persevere through difficulties in order to do the work that we do here on the Community Defender. We are so grateful to Almighty God for the opportunity to have a voice. Now, we have a family here, and, of course, tonight's topic is Taser Murder, Louisiana Style. That's Taser Murder, Louisiana Style. And we have mentioned these Taser murders that have been occurring by law enforcement really all over America. But here in this Lafayette area, there have been quite a few Taser-associated deaths or Taser murders by law enforcement that have been occurring over and over. And it's interesting, or not so interesting, that these always happen to be black people. And, of course, we know that we've had to protest, we've had to shout, we've had to have all kinds of things to happen just to get an indictment in the Trayvon Martin case. And we do know that basically Trayvon Martin was a metaphor for how black people in general are treated throughout America. And, of course, we're talking about Louisiana Style. Now, I want to mention, before we get to our guests who are anxious to talk to our viewing audience, we want to mention again that on Monday, October the 4th, 2010, the police killed Javon Rackestrow. That was Monday, October the 4th, 2010, where he was murdered by a Lafayette deputy. And of course, we also have a man by the name of Baron Scooter Pikes, who was tasered 9 times after being arrested. And it says that he stopped twitching after being tasered 7 times, according to the coroner's report. And Dr. Randolph Williams in Wynn Parish labeled this as a homicide by police. So they literally kept tasering him until he was dead, and even thereafter in Wynn Parish. And so we're just looking at a pattern that's going on right now. Now, according to what I've been told by our director, I want to lay a base as we introduce our guests. We have with us Miss Tiffany Abraham, who's seated right next to me, and a Jondelyn Abraham seated on the other side, on the opposite side. Now, they have lost a family member, Damon Abraham, to another taser murder in Baldwin, Louisiana. Many of you may have heard about this, may have seen discussions about this, but what I want to do right now, if we can, is I want to run a 3-minute video of a clip of a Taser murder that's going on right here in Lafayette, and then we're going to get into the meat of our program. Now, I want our people to continue to watch and continue to look at this thing because this is becoming an increasing problem with something that's supposed to be non-lethal continues to be lethal. Go ahead, Brother Jay. And of course, as you were able to see, the video of the Taser murder of somebody who died right here in Lafayette Parish, and that would be a 28-year-old Jovan Rackestra on Monday, October 4th, 2010. Now, the thing we want to do, because we hear about these murders that occur, with law enforcement all the time with respect to our people. And what we want to do tonight is to put a little flesh on the bone as far as that goes, because we have people in our studio who have lost a family member. The lady that is seated next to me, and of course I want to thank both of you for coming, because we have things that occur with our people a lot of times, but they are afraid to come and to show their face and to actually speak for justice. I know we all want justice, but a lot of people are really afraid and fearful of coming to speak for justice, even when something like this happens. But they lost Mr. Damon Abraham. The lady seated next to me, Miss Tiffany, that is her brother. And the other queen over here is Miss Jonathan. That is, she is the gentleman's niece. Now, if we can, let's get a shot of, because this is real, and I want our people to get a sense that these are real people with real family members that are affected by the murders that people who call themselves law enforcement continue to perpetuate against our people. And I wanted to get a close-up of this. Now, this is a real person, one of our brothers, who was born in 78. That means he would have been about 36, correct? 35? 33. 33, okay. He would have been 33 years old, okay? And this 33-year-old was murdered by police with the use of a taser. And of course you see his sister is wearing a t-shirt to commemorate him, and this lets you know that this is a real situation, real people, real consequences of what is being done. Now, what we would like to do at this point is run another news clip, and I want everybody to pay attention, and then we're going to hear from these very wonderful and courageous sisters who have graced the Community Defender Studios with their presence. And then we're going to attempt to take calls at that point, all right? So let's go ahead and roll with that other news clip, Brother Jay, if you can. With this latest Taser murder that we're dealing with in Baldwin, Louisiana. Now, if we're going to talk briefly about that first video, you saw the nonchalant attitude of the Lafayette Parish Sheriff officers after they had murdered a man, killed a man. They had this lackadaisical attitude as if they had run over a dog or something. And so we see the devaluation of black life in the greater society, where black life is not valued as life. And so, that underscores the point that we've been making here on the Community Defender Talk Show, that it is very, very difficult for us and our people. And that which I know there are a lot of brothers who are in Afghanistan and Iraq and in various places supposedly fighting for freedom, but I don't believe that this is the version of freedom that they think they're fighting for. I want to, of course, start off with you, Sister Tiffany, if you could. And of course, I know this may be difficult, but I believe that somebody out there that's looking will be touched in the right way by this, all right? There'd be no need for us to go over this if it was not going to ultimately be helpful to the black community at large. So according to the news clip, and you can go over it, you actually brought him to the station, right?
Yeah, I got
okay.
With it.
Okay. So exactly what was going on at that time that you brought him to the station and whatnot? If you can kind of go over as much detail as you can.
He came and to ask me to come with him to police station, which is in Baldwin, to see what was going on with this little boy's mom. And something she had went and did that altered all this. And we made it to the police station. He got down and he went in. He spoke with the guy that did this. He went to the back with him, and then the guy came back out. Skylar Door is his name, by the way. He came back out and he said, I'm going to need your brother's driver's license. I went to the car and I went to get the driver's license, digging through it, found it. And I just heard somebody say, oh Lord. And when I looked back, that was my brother running on the highway, main street, and he was running behind him. From there, they ran a good little ways, and they turned off. From there, I couldn't tell you what else happened, besides the people that seen on that end.
Okay, so you go to bring him, he goes to the police station, so obviously he's not attempting to commit a crime, because he went to the police station with you voluntarily.
Right.
And at a certain point, you see him running and somebody chasing him.
Right.
So it seems to me that something must have happened.
Right. I keep
because
saying.
he went there voluntarily. Something must have happened to cause him to run, because it's not logical to go somewhere that you intend, that you're really trying to get away from. So it seems to me that something must have happened to cause that. And of course, you know, they haven't, I don't know if there are cameras inside of the police station or what will come out, or people are working to erase it. Now, Sister Jonathan, if you can provide some more meat on the bones or whatever you know of this, and of course you are the niece. Okay.
Well, really, I got there after everything happened. I know only what I was told.
Okay.
So basically, I mean, it's sad what happened. I know that, but I don't know anything else besides from what Tiffany knows and what I was told. And the witnesses, of course, you saw the clip of that. So basically, that's what I know. So I found out everything thereafter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, now what's going on now? It's been about 3 weeks, right, since he was murdered, correct? So what exactly has been transpiring now? Is it? I know they always say, white folks always say, we're going to do an investigation, which sometimes means cover up. We're going to find a way to cover it up, and that's really what they mean. And one of the ways that you can tell that they're lying is that their mouth is moving. If their mouth is moving, there's normally a lie coming out.
Right.
Now the thing is, what have they been saying that they're doing in terms of this whole situation? Is the officer off the force? Is there some sort of what's going on with that?
He's on paid leave.
The officer is on administrative leave.
Okay.
And that's all we know.
Okay, so he's on administrative leave while they investigate.
Yeah.
Now, but now nobody knows, or nobody has said what happened to cause him to run, right?
No.
Now when he went down there, he wasn't under arrest. No. So he was not under arrest when he went down there.
No.
So again, here you have somebody that's not having committed a crime. They're going to the police to take care of something.
Voluntarily.
So that says that they're being responsible.
Right.
They're going to do something.
Right.
They're letting somebody ride with them, because you really don't want to go to the police station ever by yourself anyway. So they're saying, okay, I can go get a family member to ride with me to the police station. Now, once they get there, I need his license.
Right.
Okay. You go to get his license, next thing you know, he's running out, and something happened.
Right.
To provoke him, he was running from something. Right? There was something that was going on, and of course being chased. Now, very often, when we are interacting with what they call law enforcement, which we've actually done a show called Demons with a Badge, where that's really, we went through that and proved that's what they really are. They do things to provoke. Now, you're saying he was handcuffed?
Right.
So when he was running, and he's handcuffed.
Right.
Now that's interesting. So they obviously, it looks like were, for whatever reason, trying to take him into custody for something. Well, you know, and like I say, it doesn't have to be anything. It could just be whatever they pull out of their head.
Right.
But have they said what it was at all? They haven't. So the police haven't given any information.
No, they haven't told us anything.
So all that you have is a deceased uncle, and all you have is a deceased brother with no explanation of what caused it.
Right.
And while he went to the police station to take care of something voluntarily.
Right.
That's something. That's interesting. That it would happen like that. And brothers and sisters, you know, this of course, we've done shows like this before. We're going to continue to do shows like this, where we actually have the people to come in to the studio to deal with the problem. And some of you may remember the Jenna 6 show where the people came in and we actually had them here and did the first TV interview with them here at the Community Defender Studios. And we're going to continue to do those kind of things because it highlights and it makes real for our people just what we're up against as a people. Law enforcement, and I'm going to say this, everybody might not agree with me, but law enforcement is to enforce one law. And that one law, it has nothing to do with cocaine possession. It has nothing to do with drunk driving. It has nothing to do with burglary or armed robbery. That one law that law enforcement is there to enforce is the law of white supremacy. Black man on bottom, white man on top. That's the only law that gets enforced. Because dope continues to come to the community. So obviously that law is not being enforced. There continues to be drunkenness. There continues to be rape. There continues to be high crime in America. Because America was set up in a very, very criminal way from the very beginning. All of the founding fathers were pretty much rapists, robbers, and criminals from the very beginning. And so all of that spirit of crime and destruction has continued to follow America some 200 and something years after America was founded. And so here we are. And of course, remember, America was founded by people who owned us. All right, let's get that straight. It was founded by people who owned us. George Washington owned 300 slaves. So it wasn't founded for freedom, at least not for us, because we were on the plantation when they were discussing the Constitution, right? And if they have their way, we'll stay there. And so I want to announce also that there's a Justice for Damon Abraham rally that's going to be June the 15th at 6 p.m. in the park across from the police station. Now, and that's going to be in Baldwin, Louisiana. And you can go on the internet, find out where Baldwin is, find out where the police station is. It's going to be in the park across from that in Baldwin. And GPS will bring you straight to that spot that you need to be. The rally is going to be at 6 p.m. Now, for those of us in the Acadian area, it's going to be a good idea for us to get involved because we have to constantly, as black people, we live in a hostile environment. This is not a friendly environment. This environment that is called the United States of America, is not friendly to us. The law enforcement people are not friendly to us. The media is not friendly to us. And that's why we always emphasize supporting black media, and watching black shows like this that cater to the interests of black people, because everything else is in direct contravention to our interests. And now we have additional grieving black people whose brother and whose uncle have been murdered senselessly by somebody who wears a badge. And now instead of them being punished for what they're doing, they're at home getting a paycheck on tax dollars and having not even to go to work as a result of murdering one of our brothers. We have a caller? And please forget our technical difficulties, but we're going to make it happen by the grace of God.
Can you go on, please?
Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to send out my sympathies to the family.
I don't know if it's on speaker. Hold on just a second, sir.
No, I'm trying to
Go ahead, sir.
be under control. We as black people, we can't rest. And when something like this happens, obviously it's the Taser that killed him and the guy laughed at you because it was up and fine and walking and talking. But you cannot rest. Whatever you do, take it to the media, take it to the street. He was wronged. I don't care how you live your life, but he was living before he got tased. And obviously the tasers are what's killing people. It's causing them to go into cardiac arrest. They try to say that it's because you're on drugs or whatever. No, it's not that. They murdered that guy. And if it was my family, I would not rest. I'd die for justice. You cannot rest. You take it to the street, you take it to the police station. Get justice. The country, man. And things like this not supposed to go on, unsolved. You can't just put them in the grave and forget about it, And like I say, I go out, sympathy go out to your family, So it never happened to me, but I know myself, and I would not rest. I'd die for justice. And that's my comment. And Brother Daryl, I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, sir.
I'm kind of stay cool. You're doing good work, and whatever we can do to help the people, I appreciate it. And God bless you. And hope y'all get justice.
Absolutely. And brother, continue to keep this family in your prayers. Those of you who are good, God-fearing people, when you go to church, say a prayer for this family and other families who have been and are seeking some justice in matters like this. We basically are seeking justice in all matters, whether it be housing, police brutality, incarceration, whatever. We are always looking. Now, a caller wants to know. Yeah. What was the name of the officer that murdered your brother? Vance Schuyler is a murderer. Okay. So that's Officer Vance Schuyler.
Vance Schuyler Door.
Vance Schuyler Door?
Yeah.
Okay, Vance Schuyler Door. Okay. So that's the name of the vicious murderer. Now the other thing is have the family members and y'all can of course choose to answer this one or not. Have y'all obtained a letter?
We're not going to discuss that.
Okay, good deal. And that's I'm just reading you the question because that's not really something that could be the enemy actually trying to find out what the strategy is. Now that's interesting. And then this third question is ask me if I'm still alive and how many times have I been stopped by the police. Well, I mean this is not about me, but I'll just answer it. I've been stopped. Of course, I am still alive by the grace of God, but I've been stopped by the police numerous times. A brother who used to be on this show all the time, Brother Tariq Hussein, who used to come down, also known as Brother Adrian. He and I were together, and a gun was put to his head right there in Texas as he and I were on I-10. It happens all the time to you if you're a black man. I've experienced it numerous of times. I don't have a felony. I don't have any tattoos. I don't have any gold teeth or whatever, but that's not what it's about. It's about the color of my skin. That's what I do have. I don't have earrings or anything, but I do have black skin. And that's what we as a people have to get away from, these little separate issues that we think it's about. No, my black skin is the reason that I was pulled over. Okay? It doesn't matter if you got a college degree. It doesn't matter if you don't have a GED. The bottom line of it is if you're a black male in America, you are going to be targeted by law enforcement because, as I said earlier, the number one law that's being enforced is the law of white supremacy. And white supremacy enforces that law by the devaluation and destruction of black life in the face of black people, and it happens all the time. So what I'm saying is we as a people need to value black life if nobody else does. We should value it. And that's why it hurts me to see us turn guns on each other when we have such a vicious enemy that's waiting joyfully to kill us. And if you look at that video, those Lafayette Parish Sheriff deputies were literally happy. They did everything but clap and say hallelujah after they had killed a man. Because we always talk about how all people are the same. And maybe we've been taught that. Everybody's the same. No. Okay? We didn't go anywhere. We didn't go to Europe and make anybody else slaves. Some people from Europe came and made us slaves. So we were the same. We would have done the same thing. The white folks and black folks have different eyes. When we looked at the Rodney King video, we saw an unconscious man being beat into inches of his life. White folks saw a person that needed to be taught a lesson. We got different eyes. We see things different. And I don't believe that we're going to be able to reconcile. It's going to be the strength of our unity that forces the enemy to back up off us. But but that's what we have to be as unified. Right? It doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim or a Christian. This skin right here, you understand? That is the thing that the police are going to stop us for. And I did, and like a lot of people, I did what people said to do. I went to school, stayed in school, made good grades, and guess what? The police still put me over. Went to college, but guess what? I'm still black. And that's what we have to, as a people, got all the class of. You got a degree, somebody else doesn't. No, but you're going to get pulled over, you're going to get harassed. And that was in New Orleans and everywhere. Let's go ahead and take this call. Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, caller, speak. Hello?
Hi, are you?
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Okay. Sir, I'm sitting here in my home and listening to the program that y'all have. And I'm very enthused about it because I have a dilemma with my 23-year-old daughter that got killed by a white male. And I haven't the closure. So if I can get any way possible that I can get to have this closure, I've seen a way out with you, with the people that I'm seeing. Even the courts of Lafayette is not responding to my ways. And it's not always the way that the Lafayette Sheriff Department and the Justice Department treated me for the death of my daughter. Can I have some kind of information, sir, that way I can speak to you guys to help me out?
Okay. This is what I'm going to do, my brother. What I want you to do, if you can, is I want you to email me. And you can email me at darylcornellmuhammad@yahoo.com. And my name is spelled D-A-R-Y-L. And of course, Cornell, that's C-O-R-N-E-L-L. And Muhammad is M-U-H-A-M-M-A-D @yahoo.com. And I would like you to email me. And if you email me, I can get back with you so that we can discuss this issue and see what it is that can be done, because you may need, if this issue is as you say it is, you may very well need to come on the Community Defender Talk Show at some point. All right? Now, but I need you to email me. Okay? Now, and of course, please forgive us, our family. We do have a few technical difficulties due to the fact that our phone lines, the regular phone lines, are not working as we would like them to work. But we're doing the best we can to get a few calls in here, and so that the community can get a sense of the discussion. Now, we have this rally, Justice for Damon Abraham, that's going to be June 15th in Baldwin, Louisiana. Now, people may not know, but there's been a lot of discussion on the internet about this particular Taser killing. There's been discussion. People are posting things on Facebook, and you can see that there's a discussion about this. And in a lot of these small towns, you never hear about it. Just like what happened to Trayvon Martin, and how he was killed by this Jewish guy who murdered him. It's a situation where you wonder how that particular case got out and got so big, because there's so many Trayvon Martins that get murdered. You follow me? And there are so many Damon Abrahams, right? But the thing about it is, when it happens to you, it's yours. You follow? So I say all that to say that as we move forward, as a people, we have to make sure that we maintain our unity, and we have to make sure that we support those causes which are for justice. Now, I don't know what the NAACP is doing on a national level. It seems as though they're more into gay rights than black rights, which of course is a problem for me, me being socially not into that kind of thing. But the bottom line of it is, we all need to get on the page of justice for our people. And don't wait until it happens to you. Don't wait until a family member of yours is put in jail for a crime they didn't commit. Don't wait until one of your family members is murdered. Make sure that you're on the page of justice in advance of anything happening to you, because it may come to your door at some point in the future. Now, I want to also mention that these Taser deaths or murders are on the rise across America. I know we have a black president, but the election of Barack Obama to the presidency did not stop this man from murdering Damon Abraham. And so we have to keep everything into perspective. Many of us are going to go back out again. We're going to vote for Barack Obama again because he's the black president. But we need Eric Holder, his Justice Department, to become more aggressive in going after these civil rights violations and prosecuting these kind of officers. If the state won't prosecute them, we need a Justice Department that will go after these people. And even if there isn't a conviction, bring them to trial and make them spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to defend themselves. Make them mortgage their house to stay out of jail or something. But cause them some trouble when they kill our people. Because Michael Vick looks like he got into more trouble for hurting dogs than this police officer has had when he killed a human being. Does that make sense to you that it should be like that? No. And so if a person kills a dog, right there in the Baton Rouge area, there was a man who was fighting some Rottweilers. And he was actually given, when they got to the court, a $250,000 bond in order for him to get out of jail. 2 days later, a man killed 2 black folks. Homicide. You know they gave him a $100,000 bond? It was easier for him to get out of jail after killing 2 black people than it was for a person to get out of jail after not even killing dogs, but just fighting them. And they said that he had starved them and they were in bad condition when they got there, the dogs were. And I can remember when they had all the call-ins after Katrina, and the whites would call in and ask about all the pets that in New Orleans are not going to have people to care for them. They weren't even calling in asking about us. They were calling in and asking about the stray cats and the dogs that no longer have an owner. And that right there struck me as very, very key. You follow what I'm saying? Because we have to know what we're up against. You're not up against a person that has a hard IQ. So the thing that, I don't know, how much time do we have? You can tell me. Now, what would you have people to do? How can people assist you right now, based upon what you all can talk about? How can they assist you in what you're doing?
Just come out and support us, basically. Not really a support thing, just come out because it was wrongdoing. You know, in general, it was wrong. So the family would like everybody to come and attend the rally. It doesn't matter who you are. It was wrong, and if you know it, please come out and just come and show support. I mean, it's been hard for the family, period. You know, so I don't know what else to say besides it's hard. I mean, so you know it was wrong, we know it was wrong, so please just come out and support us. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, like I said, just come out.
Absolutely. I hope everybody's listening and getting a sense of the pain that this has caused people on a real level. And I want people to peer into this to see what this is doing. Now, for those of you who may be supportive of these kind of police tactics, you know, I want you to take a look at yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if you're really human. Do you really have a heart of a human being, or do you have a heart of a beast? You know, because the people that do this kind of thing, it's hard to call them human. I know from a biological standpoint they're Homo sapiens, as we would say in biology, but it really is hard for me to look at it because even a lion, even wild animals don't kill unless they have to. These people kill for fun, particularly when it is our people. Sister, what would you add to it?
On justice, he needs to be put in jail. 33 years old. That's all my brother was. He can dedicate his too.
Well, now, if you look at that, and for people who are looking and listening, in that situation now, Sister Tiffany is saying that she would like that officer to be put in jail for killing her loved one. Now, look at the difference in response that our people have as opposed to other people. And this is why I say that we are absolutely the people of God, because she wants the person to be put in jail and to be allowed to live and think about what they did. But other people, when something happens to their loved one, they want only one penalty, and that's death. She hasn't even mentioned that the person should be put in an electric chair or the gas chamber or lethal injection or anything. She only wants the person to be put in jail and punished reasonably for the serious crime that they committed. And I just want people to check out the contrast. Now, I don't know if the director has another one of those videos. Do you have another one? If you could run it at this time. And, of course, these things just continue to pile up for our people. And I remember them saying that this was going to be a non-lethal control device. And I never really believed it was going to be non-lethal, that you could send 50,000 volts into somebody and it'd be non-lethal, because they used to execute people with a sustained 5,000 volts. And so the idea that you could hit somebody with 50,000 and not kill somebody, we should have known that that was not true. Now, when they did testing with it, and many of you may not know, but they actually make law enforcement shot themselves with it. And 2 corrections officers in training in the state of Texas with a lower dosage, this was a 48,000 volts that they trained with. This 48,000 volts, 2 correction officers in the state of Texas died in training. And this was on the way to putting it and being trained and putting this on the market. So even in the testing phase, where police officers were messing with it, they were dying of it and just getting tasered twice. Now, they tasered your brother 4 times?
It may be more.
At least 4 times?
Yeah.
Okay, and that lets us know right there that, you know, we should know that this is not non-lethal. It is lethal. This is a method of execution. You know, in many, many states, being electrocuted is how they kill you. And so the idea that you can electrocute somebody and still call it non-lethal is really crazy. And it's interesting that the Taser company has not incurred some significant liability as a result of it. Now, we have about 1 minute, brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if we have about 1 minute, the thing I want to do is to re-announce this rally, which is going to be June the 15th at 6 p.m. in Baldwin, Louisiana, in the park that is across from the police station. That's June the 15th at 6 p.m. in the park across from the police station in Baldwin, Louisiana. Be sure to come out. We're seeking justice for Damon Abraham, and we have just interviewed his niece as well as his sister, who was really the last relative to see him alive, right? The last relative to see him alive, and he was trying to do the responsible thing, going to take care of his business when he was murdered at that time. So it really seems that we're damned if we do and damned if we don't in America. Are we off? All right. And so I wanna of course mention that the person went to the police station voluntarily, and that his sister brought him, and here we are today with a fatality, with a grieving family, and as the sister said, it's been very, very difficult on the family, as deaths like this are difficult for everybody's family. I want you to put yourself in these people's shoes. As you think about what you're going to do on June the 15th, put yourselves in these beautiful people's shoes and see whether you would want somebody to support you. Thank you for listening. I want to, of course, continue to watch the Community Defender and watch the news. And, of course, we're praying for this family. God bless you. And keep watching and keep rolling.